and welcome to Griffin Update. I'm Micah Cummins.
And I'm Tommy Marshall. Griffin Update is our student-produced digital magazine show, bringing you news, sports, and information from Missouri Western State University and the surrounding region.
During each program, we will present an in-depth look at the people, places, and events that make Missouri Western and the Northwest region of Missouri a great place to call home.
On today's show, we'll take a look at some of the many celebrations that happened recently on campus.
We'll also venture off campus to check out some emerging local businesses and other interesting places to visit in St. Joseph.
But first, every March, Missouri Western takes part in celebrating Women's History Month through a series of events hosted by organizations across campus.
Women's History Month highlights the influences women have had in our society, as well as the struggles they have both overcome and continue to face today. Reporters Juna Rizuma and Jasmine Taylor attended these events and have the story.
Missouri Western State University has been celebrating Women's History Month for quite some time now, and during that process, they have been uplifting them as well.
Madeline Marks, president and co-founder of Women of the Future, was pleased with this year's turnout.
Women's History Month, this has been an awesome year for Women's History Month. I think one being we just planned it really early on. I mean, I know Dr. Kovac has been planning this for like a year, so it's kind of a lot of preparation for just a month of events. People don't think, oh, you know, it's just, okay, 6-7 events, whatever, but they don't realize that a lot of work has to go into it, reservations and booking people and everything.
Melinda Kovacs, professor at Missouri Western, met up with the committee to put together the various events to take place this year.
Well, initially I was the sole organizer. This time I think of myself as the convener of that circle of people or that committee who have the ideas and to whom I can delegate some of the events. So I don't have to facilitate every single one of the events. But I have been involved in Women's History Month from the word go because it was my idea that there should be one.
Dr. Orion Teal led a workshop informing students on wage equity.
This event is about raising awareness about wage gap, really thinking about it in historical terms, and then also providing one technique to possibly close the gap, which is to practice negotiating skills that women especially, but also men can use when they're on their job search.
Junior at Missouri Western, Dante Watkins learned vital information at the workshop provided by Dr. Albright.
I didn't really realize the wages, the wage difference in between women and males. It was just really enlightening.
Oh, wow.
I participated in the scenarios and exercises, and it was kind of weird because the person that I was working with is also in one of my classes, but she said that it kind of opened her eyes to even, wherever she's working right now, there is a room, there is a space, there is a possibility for negotiating, and that was a new idea. We screened a film about how men and boys are turned into masculine beings and how the gender expectations of masculinity are forced on people. And I know that opened a lot of people's eyes to things they had never thought about before.
Brain representative and sexual assault survivor Patience Jones gave students a heartfelt and inspiring message relating to her life.
I'll be honest, I was very pleasantly surprised because the questions that the students asked demonstrated to me that they already have a pretty good understanding of what's going on, and that was really encouraging because you don't see that in a lot of populations, and that was really great. That was inspiring.
Graduate of Western, Rachel Paulman gave an insight on what it takes to be a female scientist.
I actually started at Missouri Western with the intent to go to vet school, and then my senior year I decided that I didn't want to go to 4 more years of school, so I kind of switched my track and ended up at Behringer. It is very important for women to be involved in the science field to help the field be more diverse and to bring the just great relationships that women bring. We really need strong women to speak up and tell what's on their mind and what they know, because we can bring just as much to the workplace as anyone else.
Missouri Western had a great turnout for Women's History Month this year. In fact, each speaker left a great impression on the students and those who attended.
Plans for next year's events are already set in motion. This is Jasmine Taylor and Juna Rizuma with Griffin Update.
Missouri Western did not disappoint with the activities during Women's History Month.
In other advancements, Missouri Western could soon see some changes with residential life. Western's Pride Alliance and Residential Life Association have been working together to designate gender-neutral dorm rooms. We join reporter Sydney Holdfaster for more details.
Missouri Western Pride Alliance and Resident Hall Association have been working hand in hand on a petition that would establish gender-neutral dorm rooms to better accommodate for the needs of transgendered and gender-fluid students.
Well, my freshman year, I met this person who, at first, they told me that they had identified as a man. So I was like, okay, cool. And then as I further and further got to know them, they later revealed to me that they prefer female pronouns as well as just overall identifying as of a more feminine person, not necessarily a woman because they're more of a gender fluid type of person as opposed to just man or woman. And so it got to the point where they started, trying to come out more, trying to do as they wish, but they did not feel safe within their own dorm room. Like, there was one instance when they came up to me and they're like, hey, can I shower in your room? I don't feel comfortable with my roommate. And so naturally I decided, hey, yeah, you can come to my room whenever you need to. No big deal. But a couple of weeks later, they ended up dropping out. And so this is just one example of school push-out when it comes to a minority such as the gender nonconforming. And so because of that, and as well as knowing more trans people on campus that have either A, faced discrimination, or B, have been pushed out, it's clear that keeping them in their assigned at birth gender room was not proper, and it was making them suffer.
To look. Typically, and I've worked at a variety of different institutions that have had transgendered students that came through and lived in housing. Typically, they're looking for a private room, so whatever situation they're in and wherever they are in their process, that they have the privacy to go through that without prying eyes. So if you've got a residence hall that's a community bathroom hall, they would usually request to live in one of the apartment-style buildings with a private bathroom. We can actually accommodate that pretty much in any of the halls. Scanlon has private rooms. Really, the only situation you probably wouldn't want to live in would be Leverton or Vaslakos.
If we want to stand up to other universities and be comparable, this is one of the things that state funding looks at as well. So to get funding for the campus, as well as just making sure we're on par with every other campus out there, and still making sure that we are just as good, if not better, than them in every way that we can. So it's more almost a competition thing as well, just like with any other thing that schools provide.
For more information on Western's Pride Alliance, please contact Kate Chapman at katechapman1@missouriwestern.edu. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to Griffin Update. From coffee to concerts, downtown St. Joseph is a booming area that just keeps getting bigger. Reporter Tommy Marshall journeyed downtown to get the scoop.
Downtown, one of the oldest parts of St. Joseph, and most recently, one of the more booming parts of town in the arts, entertainment, and food. Take a walk along the downtown streets and you'll rarely be able to go a block without passing the many local businesses. While the area used to be much quieter, these local hotspots are steadily increasing traffic to the area. One such business is Good Food Delivered. Good Food has been in the downtown area for 2 years and specializes in selling organic, local produce. The food is sold by season, which means you get only the freshest product. They distribute to customers through weekly orders, as well as distributing to other local businesses. Of course, you can always stop in to get some food as well.
I'm really into the area, I'm into the buildings, I've always been into the downtown kind of feel. You know, we used to be able to walk to our grocery store, we'd walk to our paint and hardware stores. All these things were in every community, accessing that community. And that builds community. That allows you to get to know everyone. You know, I know everyone that comes in here. I know what they like. I know what they want, and I know who to talk to about what. I know, you know, we just have kind of gossip fence reality. You know, we watch out for each other, and that's excellent.
Another business that has been bustling is the Paradox Theater and Coffee Shop. Started in 2014, the Paradox is an all-ages venue for different events such as concerts, art showcases, and cinema, while also being the home for Make 12 Church. Most recently, the Paradox has added a coffee shop. Here, you can get a good drink from the wide menu and sample any one of their many delicacies. It's a quiet atmosphere that you can work in and meet new people.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think it's a great space, and the whole concept I love. It's kind of about creating in your community what you want to see, rather than sitting and being frustrated that it's not how you want it, to just take that initiative and change it. So it's about bringing the arts down here, it's about downtown revitalization, now it's about coffee, and so on the coffee and food side, I'm really into farm-to-table concepts, ethics, buying local as much as possible. So we kind of are able to work a lot of really beautiful ideas into one space.
The newest of downtown's local businesses is entertainment-based bar Club Geek. Club Geek separates itself from other bars by providing a place for people who don't enjoy the loud, smoky environment of most bars. The bar's walls are lined with comic books, posters, and other eccentric art. Along with this, the bar features a menu full of pop culture reference drinks, such as the TARDIS and the Fuzzy Treble.
Oh, downtown's great, and there's so many local businesses and all the business owners work together and help promote each other, and I can't imagine anywhere else in St. Joe that we'd want to locate. It's just a great area, and First Saturdays are huge, and it's just great to see how businesses help each other instead of, compete against one another.
Although it's at a slow and steady rate, the downtown area continues to grow. Be sure to check out these businesses and many more the next time that you visit. I'm Tommy Marshall, reporting.
Downtown businesses also participate in First Saturdays, which are special events held in the downtown area on the first Saturday of every month.
Speaking of going downtown, Tommy, have you ever taken the St. Joseph bus?
No, it seems kind of inconvenient to me. Good thing I own a car.
For many international students, it's tricky to obtain a car and a license. Griffin Update reporter Jess Kopp set out to see how they get around town.
Getting around town without a car might seem impossible for American students, but for many internationals, it is reality.
To be honest, it's really hard. I mean, St. Joe is a car city, so everybody is just driving car and nobody's taking public transportation, and public transportation is not that reliable.
One problem are the bus routes.
It's really easy to go to the Hy-Vee or some places, but if you want to go to Walmart or a North Walmart or Sam's Club, those places for doing groceries hard.
Apari, who has lived in many different countries, says St. Joseph's public transportation loses compared to Europe's. Other students, however, can complain and say,
perfect for that, for the students who don't have car.
But I think the bus system is definitely more convenient for students that don't have a car or don't have a way for someone to give them a ride.
Students who want to own a car have to obtain a license, even if they possess a driver's license from their home country.
Now, driving the car, I learned before in Mexico how to drive, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but the riding portion I had to take about 4 times to be able to to get the stupid driver's, the permit, sorry.
But even if an international student obtains a license, the problems don't stop. Dominguez and Apari agree it's tough to find a car.
It's not the if you go on like through Craigslist, you kind of have to go to Kansas City to go about that. That's kind of where I got my car from, Kansas City, Overland Park.
If you want to buy a truck or stuff, like it's really easy to buy a truck in St. Joe or Missouri area. But like these kind of like normal cars is pretty hard to find.
International students who find a car still have to buy insurance, which is more expensive for them.
The insurance is about $70 for every month.
Insurance was pretty easy to obtain, although a little bit more costly because I am like it's just myself, and I'm not going off the record where I've been driving in Mexico. I'm kind of going off the record with the United States, so I have less of an experience driving in the eyes of, I guess, the United States.
Dominguez can think of different ways the university could improve the system.
I guess if it were my choice and we had the money to, I would definitely choose for there to be like a constant shuttle system.
In Apari's opinion, the problem is that simply not enough people are taking the bus.
I mean, here it's not that public transportation culture in this area.
For Griffin Update, this is Jessica Cobb.
Thanks for that insight, Jess. After watching this, I don't think I'll complain about having to walk all the way across the parking lot anymore.
Tommy, I'm so glad spring is here to bring back a pop of color into our lives after a long, bleak winter.
Well, I hope you went to the Holi Festival on campus then. The Indian Color Festival celebrates the beginning of spring with excessive use of colorful powder. Reporter Jess Kopp attended the festival. Let's have a look at how it went.
International Student Services recently brought color into campus life by hosting the traditional Indian Holi Festival.
This is an ancient Hindu festival which has become popular in India and Nepal. In recent times it has been celebrated in some parts of Europe, North America as a spring celebration of colors.
And colorful it is. At the festival, students could try traditional Indian foods and drinks like samosas and chai tea.
You never get that kind of recipe anywhere in the world. Awesome recipes. Indian food does like the best out of all which I've tasted so far.
Not just the food was a big hit.
Music especially, I mean it gives you energy to play a lot.
However, students did not only party, they also learned about the traditions and meaning behind Holi.
It's all about socially. I think it's start new. It's actually so. It's as per Hindu calendar, Falguni is the first month. So it's actually as per Hindu calendar. We have to start afresh with the new spirit.
The colors are a symbol for the coming spring season.
It's the starting of the spring, where winter ends. And so usually we'll have colors, all trees coming out with different color leaves. So that is the significance wherein we use colors, put on colors on everyone.
Kella is happy that many American students joined the celebrations. She estimates around 50 students attended.
Most of them were, we are happy that most of them were US nationals. And yeah, now people are like slowly coming, Indians are also coming and they have also enjoyed with us. They came to know about Holi and the significance of Holi, why do we celebrate it with colors and all. So I'm glad.
More Indian festivals are in the planning.
It never ends.
Yeah, it's a never ending.
365 days,
yeah.
you have 365 festivals back in India.
All in all, the festival was a success.
Came out very well. We are looking forward in the coming years, maybe we'll try to improve it and sure it should be a successful event.
This was Jess Cobb for Griffin Update.
That was a truly colorful festival. When we get back, we'll take a look at the arts around town and on campus.
A leading problem I've faced is a misunderstanding on the part of students of the importance of academic advising. They miss appointments. They don't make appointments. But what's most disappointing is when they come unprepared. Give me a student with a plan in their head, or better yet, on paper. We could talk about their interests, not just about their classes. We could discuss internships, classwork, grad programs. It would open the door to what advising is truly about.
Can I help you?
But instead, they come to me in a panic when they need to register because...
I need to talk to you. I was trying to register for my classes, but it wouldn't let me do it because I need my PIN, and I haven't had time to set up an advising, so I don't even know what classes I need to take, so I just signed up for a bunch of random ones, and I'm going to drop them later. So can I have my PIN real fast, because I'm still logged into a computer in the lab? Am I interrupting?
Take ownership of your education. Make the most of your advisement by being proactive, punctual, and prepared. You'll open the door to more personalized attention and avoid costly setbacks. It's never too soon to begin planning your next steps at Missouri Western.
Welcome back. Tommy, how do you feel about art museums?
They're okay.
St. Joseph's Albright Kemper Museum of Art has been serving the community for decades. We'll let reporter Heather Gronke tell you all about it.
This is the Albright Kemper Museum, located at 2818 Frederick Avenue here in St. Joseph. The museum features a variety of American artwork, with collections ranging from 18th to the 21st century.
Our permanent collection is primarily American art, and we do have a permanent display of American art that is out at all times. So I would like to think that everyone that could connect with that is at least from the United States. But then we also have shows that change every 3 months, give or take, with a wide variety of different themes and topics and people that are involved. It really, over the course of a year, there wouldn't be anybody that could come through our doors that couldn't find something that they would connect with.
They have so much to do and see, with events and activities for all ages.
Events such as cookies and crafts, where children have the opportunity to come and learn. Monthly, we have arts and carafes, which is for adults to come and paint and enjoy something to eat and a glass of wine. And then all kinds of other events that happen monthly. For example, wine tastings, and we have trivia night. We're going to have a concert next month and a poetry reading the month after that. We have exhibition openings coming up on April 8th, as I already mentioned. We're having a workshop for artists this coming weekend.
We're doing a fun workshop this summer called Juicy Abstract, where an artist from Nebraska is going to come down and help artists create large abstract paintings.
We serve food on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We do lunch from 11:30 to 1:30. We take reservations. They're encouraged, but they're not required. So kind of last minute, if you decide, just stop on by.
I think if you've not been here before, you definitely need to make the trip through the door. It's a little hidden gem. I think it's on Frederick and kind of in a residential area where people drive by and see it maybe as a home that sits up on the hill, but once you drive around the building and come in the main entrance, you're surprised at what's actually here. I think it's a beautiful building. The collection is amazing. The talent from the artists that are here temporarily will just blow you away.
The museum is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. For more information, visit www.albrightkemper.org. For Griffin Update, this has been Heather Gronke reporting.
Man, there's so much to do. I'm impressed. Definitely have to check it out. I love art.
Oh, you love art?
Yeah, I do.
Well, do you like music?
Yeah, of course.
What do you listen to?
Whatever's playing on the clock tower.
All right, well, in this edition of Artist Spotlight, reporter Christina Wade takes a look at one very dedicated music student, Lauren Bergman.
Lauren Bergman has always had a flair for music.
Music to me is like magic. It's like sort of
what you sometimes can't even put into words, but you can hear it and you can make it sound the way you want to. And emotions, feelings, thoughts, and words sometimes can be more successfully expressed through music than any other kind of medium. I'm a soprano, and there's different types of sopranos also. So far, my voice is growing constantly. It's a lyric color to a soprano, which means there's warmth in the voice, and there's also the ability to go fast in high passages above the staff. I look for a piece that fits my range, a piece that fits what I really want to convey. Like I've been putting together my senior recital, and you have to have different types of music and different languages. It depends on my mood. Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they just super emotionally all over the place? Range, language, whether it's German, French, Italian, English. If it's an operatic aria versus musical theater, and whether or not I'm going to be putting it on a recital or on my repertoire list, or if I'm just doing it for fun or for a gig.
Well, it helps that I've known her now for 4 years, and I've seen her grow from a freshman coming out of high school into a very organized, successful, focused, soon-to-be professional. She has a very strong work ethic. But more importantly, she loves what she's doing, and everyone around her sees that. She always has a smile. I've never, ever heard her complain about working too hard or having to have extra rehearsals or whatever else is involved. She's always the first to say, "Oh, I'll do it." That's just a joy to work with someone who has that type of love for what they're doing. She's one of those rare people who can not only sing opera or operetta, the classical genre, but she can also do the character roles in the musicals. It's a very rare quality to be able to have that range, and that's what she has. She has a range not only vocally, which is beautiful, but she has a range as far as acting.
Lauren's parents have played a very important role in her development as a music professional.
She started singing in a church choir when she was like 5. We had a children's choir at our church, and she started singing there and just would sing around the house. When she actually turned 9, she wanted a violin for Christmas. That's all she wanted. She wanted to play violin. And so we're just kind of like, where did this come from? I never really thought about her singing. You know, people at church would say, oh, she has a beautiful voice for like an 8-year-old. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. You know, because when she was at home, she'd just sing silly things. But when she started singing serious, it was really pretty. She says, I can't remember a time when I didn't hear like music inside my head.
My parents, without a doubt, have been my all-time, without a doubt, lifelong, they've never questioned anything supporters. And I don't know what I would have done had they told me no or discouraged me, because I know I wouldn't be where I am today.
Lauren plans to let her passion guide her after she graduates and leaves the halls of Potter.
I see myself performing classically and hopefully with musical theater as well. I hope to tour at least the United States, singing opera, doing music theater, and not only in operas, but just like recital halls and with orchestras and symphonies and different things like that, and entertaining, and even if it's just like in little places. I see myself doing that for actually the rest of my life. It feels like a really lofty goal, but at the same time, why not go for it? Because you never know. And when you have people encouraging you through your whole life, as in you can do this, it's like, I can't let those people down. I can't let myself down. So yeah, performing anywhere.
This is Christina Wade for Griffin Update.
Be sure to check out Lauren Bergman in The Old Maid and the Thief, running April 22nd through the 24th.
When we get back, Griffin Sports anchor Amari Martin will give us an inside scoop on Griffin Spring Sports.
One out of every 4 car accidents are caused by texting and driving.
Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. That's better. Keep your eyes on the road.
Welcome to Griffin Update Sports. I'm your host, Amari Martin. It's time to discuss our spring sports here at Missouri Western. The softball team is currently 11-3 in the MIAA conference. Recently, the Griffins faced off rival Northwest in a doubleheader, winning Game 1 4-0, but falling short in Game 2 9-10. Now, I spoke with senior Cheyenne Saldino, and she said the team is still confident. Losing the second game was a learning point for the team to never let their guard down to any team. Now, the girls will face Fort Hays and Nebraska Kearney in back-to-back doubleheaders here at home. For the Griffin baseball team, they're off to a good start, having a record of 12-5. But let's take it back to Game 1 against Pitt State in the 3-game series. The Griffs were down and managed to come back and win the game in the 8th inning, 7-6, later winning the entire 3-game series. I talked briefly with Cosmo Canella, and he told me that those types of games show that they do not give up as a team. Working together as a team has definitely helped them, and this is why they have rallied up back-to-back wins. The Griffins will host Lindenwood in their next home games. As the NFL draft is approaching, some of the Griffin senior football players are trying to get their ticket into Pro Day. Pro Day was held here at Missouri Western, and I got to chat with some of the players to see how it went. Check out my exclusive one-on-one of NFL Pro Day.
A few Griffin seniors played their last college games at Spratt Stadium this past fall, but some of them are not hanging up their football cleats just yet. NFL Pro Day was held here at Missouri Western. 17 NFL teams were represented. There were 9 Griffin seniors who showed off their talents and skills, hoping to land a chance in the big league. I spoke with 4 of them, and this is what they had to say.
How do you think you did in Pro Day?
Overall, I think I did pretty well. If I had to grade myself, I'd probably give myself A- to a B+, some in that range. But I hit most of my marks, so I felt pretty confident after Pro Day.
I think I did well. I mean, just a lot of good feedback that I got from scouts, from my agent, and some of the bystanders. I think I did pretty well, but personally, some things I could have did better on. But for the most part, I mean, some of the categories that we worked out in, I did top 1 to 3. You know, so I did pretty good, and it actually helped me a lot more than it could have hurt me. So,
to be honest, I think I did really well, but no matter how good I do, I always think that I can do better, of course. But I actually think it went pretty well, and I hope that I impressed somebody.
I think the Pro Day went pretty well. I showed my ball skills, caught most of my balls. I did pretty well on my vert. Also, bench, that was the most I hit on bench, so I wanted to show the scouts my strength. So I think I did pretty well. It was good for me.
It was a big day for senior cornerback Mike Jordan. Being one of the top players at Pro Day, the scouts had their eyes on him.
You were one of the top prospects these scouts were looking at. Was that any pressure on you while you were showing them your talents and skills?
Yes and no. Those kind of things, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, but it's still, you just got to have fun with it, and that's what I did. It was a fun day.
Senior Dietz Holliver participated in the regional combine held in New Orleans. He told me a little bit about this experience.
I think I did really well there, actually. That experience, it was great. I got to be at the Saints practice facility, and, I got to meet the Saints whole staff, So I thought it was pretty awesome. I caught balls well. I ran good routes. I think I tested out pretty good, and I feel confident about everything.
These Griffin seniors believe that the Missouri Western football program had a lot to do with their success at Pro Day.
Do you think that the Missouri Western football program prepared you for this?
Oh yeah, most definitely. The football program got me to where I wanted to be. They got me real strong, real fast. I remember coming in, I looked unathletic.
It all paid off, just sticking to the books, sticking to what they're coaching me, sticking what they're teaching me, and everything that we do as far as, them critiquing me and giving me advice, everything that they say, I just try to implement it in each, specific workout or drill because I know that it'll help. And, due to the results from the Pro Day, it paid off.
The Griffins are now trying to land a spot on an NFL roster, and hopefully it's their dream team.
Philadelphia Eagles, for some reason, they just my team. I've been going with them since I was in elementary, and I would love to just wear that Eagles jersey. So that's
Eagles it is.
The Eagles, yes.
Be the St. Louis Rams.
Now, how do you feel about the Rams moving to Los Angeles?
I'm kind of hurt about it, but, I guess business is business.
Houston. It used to be the Houston Oilers when I was young or when we were young, but now it's the Houston Texans. But, yeah, I love Houston. just the city, the atmosphere of Houston. So if I go to the NFL, I mean, of course, I'd love to be in the city that I want to end up in.
I was hoping you would say Dallas Cowboys, but it's okay. Maybe somebody will.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, finally someone.
Well, I mean, I'm from Arlington, Texas, and you know they play right in Arlington, so that would be like a dream come true.
These guys will find out if their dreams come true on draft day. I'm Amari Martin reporting from Griffin Update.
For more information on Griffin Sports, check out gogriffins.com.
Thanks, Amari. Well, that's our show.
From all of us here at Griffin Update, thank you for watching.
For more news and information about Missouri Western and the surrounding region, tune into Griffin Update on Channel 12.
Or catch us on the Griffin Update Vimeo channel and Missouri Western Griffin Media webpage.
For all of us here at Griffin Update, thanks for watching.